Council over the establishment of a parallel army called the Jagaban Army, set up by Tinubu, which they said was an affront on the Nigerian army designed to cause confusion, disrupt the 2023 election, and derail the democratic process, while calling for Tinubu's arrest at the media briefing in Abuja. The party's Director of Strategic Communication, Dele Momodu, and the spokesperson of the Presidential Campaign Council, Daniel Bwala, also called for the sacking of the spokesperson of the Presidential Campaign Council of the All Progressives Congress, Festus Keyamo, for allegedly abusing his office.
If you must ask for equity, you must come with clean hands. Mr. Festus Keyamo, who happens to be in the APC government, is using the privilege of being in government and also using his own chambers, which should be a conflict of interest, to terrorize a candidate they are afraid of.
He, while serving as a cabinet member and campaign spokesman, remember, as a cabinet member is being paid by the taxpayers' money, is using the official privilege and the powers conferred on that office to intimidate agencies of government, including going to court and filing a case against the agent of the same branch of government to which he belongs. And this is happening at a time when the president told the world that he's going to deliver a legacy of free and fair election. So now it's raising concern. People are beginning to wonder whether it is the president who is, by proxy, using this cabinet member to infiltrate or influence or intimidate the agency of government.
Well, in the meantime, a former managing director of Alpha Beta Consulting, Oladapo Akwara, who accused the APC flag bearer, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, of owning the firm by proxy, has endorsed Tinubu as the best man to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari. The former MD said he picked Tinubu as the most suitable contestant after a dispassionate assessment of all the candidates in the presidential race. Let's take some tweets. This is from Ade, who wrote, Dakbo, you should have just been quiet. You sued this Tinubu claiming he diverted $22 billion and $4 million from the company you co-owned, Alpha Beta, after settling out of court. You have come to tell Nigerians Tinubu is the best man for the job. Unbelievable. While Femi wrote, human beings. Some people must have relied on this man's previous case against Tinubu to make reckless statements. And here he is singing praise of the same Tinubu. Rufai, I hear you giggling.
I mean, it's politics season, so what do you expect?
Yeah.
So that's to show you that fights are not long-lasting.
Yes.
Mr. Dakwa Akpara, we all know the case that went to the EFCC, ranted fire and brimstone, said everything against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But now, is taking pages of newspaper to endorse, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And it's the season of endorsements. But the question is, if we ask now, they'll say it's hate speech. Now, what weight does this endorsement carry in all of this now? They will say it's hate speech. But, it's another good endorsement of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But it's all politics. I think Nigeria should not be deceived by all of this shenanigan going on. When you see these people, these elephants, these people that have constantly taken the Commonwealth of Nigeria, because ask them critically, what businesses have they created in this country? It's just been a suck on the Commonwealth. That's what they do. Like children have feeding bottles in their mouth is constantly in the feeding bottle of Nigeria's treasury. And they have benefited from states capture. How many businesses do those people have quoted on the stock exchange? None. How many businesses have they provided that are employing thousands of people? None. It's just state resource, state capture. And you have them fighting amongst themselves, disgracing themselves. So are you surprised that is this happening? Moving on to the PDP council saying that Mr. Festus Keyamo, should be called to order and all of that. The question is, what is the code for ministers in the first place? He's a minister of states for labor in a country that has over 33% unemployment rate. Should even be campaign spokesperson and be speaking when there's high level of employment. Where do we even draw the line in the country? Because you see, illegality has become the order of the day. Immorality has eaten so deep that people don't even know where to draw the line. You have a minister of state that's also a campaign spokesperson. How can he do his work diligently? He's representing the states. If you want to do it and you truly want to focus on the campaign, why don't you resign? But you know, it's a tall order in Nigeria. People don't like to resign. You know, they like to keep insurance policies aside. So that's the kind of country we've built. Right. But Oji, what we should be sad about, and what Nigerians should cry about daily, is the fact that year on year, when we have elections, the system that produce people with questionable character should be what we should interrogate. Why is it that it is the worst of us? And like Chino Achebe said, our fit 11 that runs the country where the other best of us. And when you look at conversations, you ask, is it the same country we have Nobel laureates? Is it the same country we have intellectuals? Is it the same country we have Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie? We want the best for this country.
Absolutely.
But it all revolves around leadership.
Right. Dr. Abati, what's your take on the former MD of Alpha Beta's sudden U-turn?
Well,
Justin Tinubu.
Obviously, Oladapo Akpara is having his Damascus moment. And he's entitled on the road to Damascus to have his own moment. And, you know, but literally what he has done is it amounts to swallowing his own vomit. In 2002, he was all over the place accusing Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of running Alpha Beta by proxy as the owner, money laundering, fraudulent practices. He was all over the place.
He was.
Okay? The matter went to court. They settled out of court. So now only God knows how the vomit has settled in his stomach. And he's all over the place now saying, in fact, he has done, he claims, a dispassionate assessment.
Absolutely.
Underline, dispassionate assessment. And he believes that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the most suitable person for the office. In fact, he says he is the best. In fact, one paragraph in the piece that he purportedly wrote, he said, in fact, having worked with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for more than 20 years, he is convinced that this is the best man since the invention of toothpaste. I'm paraphrasing now. Okay,
not
so
sliced bread.
Human beings are like that. They may go this way today. They may go that way tomorrow. It's obvious, he wants to vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he's entitled to his choice. And it's good to see a man who said so many negative things about Asiwaju now recanting. Some of these people, they have no principles anyway. The other issue that I would love to talk about has to do with the reference by the PDP spokespersons to the emergence of something called the Jagaban Army.
Absolutely.
That was one aspect of their press conference that I forgot to mention earlier on. Indeed, if you check social media, there has been something called the Air Force Wing of the Jagaban Army, a chief of Air Force, chief of Army Staff of the Jagaban Army. In this particular case, the youth leader of the APC, Dayo Israel. I've seen him wearing uniforms and, posing as the leader of an army. Although he has also issued a statement saying that, this army does not pose a threat. However, I wonder what the security agencies are doing. Because the criminal code is very clear. Section 110 of the criminal code. If you check it, it says that you cannot claim to belong to an army of your own or wear uniform or insignia or any kind of conduct that gives the impression that you have a separate army. There's only one Nigerian army. You cannot go and create an army and then you go about wearing uniform. I mean, Dayo Israel says, well, it doesn't pose any threat and all of that. But what does the law say? In section 110 of the criminal code, it does not even allow you to go and show any uniform that looks like that of any of the branches of the Nigerian army. Yeah. And while, we take it on the surface that this is not meant to engage in any kind of military activities, I think Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu should call Dayo Israel and the Air Force that he leads, or the Jagaban Army that he leads, that would seem to be in contravention of Section 110 of the Criminal Code.
Well said, Dr. Abati. We shall take another story. There was apprehension on Sunday as a train from Warri heading to Itakpe in Kogi State derailed, leaving as many as 300 passengers stranded in a forest between Ajaokuta and Itakpe. The incident is coming barely 3 weeks after gunmen stormed the train station in Edo State, where many passengers were abducted. According to reports, the train left Warri early on Sunday morning and got derailed at about noon inside the thick forest between Ajaokuta and Itakpe. Some sources have alleged a case of sabotage, saying that some of the rail tracks may have been removed, which might have been responsible for the derailment. Other sources say 4 coaches and the head coach of the train may have been badly affected. Ayo, how tragic is this incident?
Very. Well, thankfully, there were no lives lost, according to reports, no casualties, no deaths recorded. And they were able to report the incident as quickly as possible to the NRC. However, this is unfortunate that just when we're still reeling from the kidnap situation in Tomikimi station of Igweben, we're back here again with the Warri Itakpe train derailing. We're still relieving the kidnapping on the Kaduna-Abuja train rail line, and we haven't yet finished dealing with that, and here we are again with another real incident. I won't belabor the point, but just to say that what is the point of building infrastructure if people are afraid or unwilling to use infrastructure because you haven't provided a system around it to ensure that people feel safe and able to use what you provided for the people? In one of the interviews, one of the relatives of the kidnapped people from the Edo State kidnapping said, her name is Favor, she just gave her name as Favor, that now she wouldn't be using the rail line anymore, even though it is easier and faster for her to use on that line. So the question then begs that, is it that people or the Nigerian government, because this is the NRC now, is it that there are things done to frustrate the lives of Nigerians deliberately? Nigerians are on the queue currently. There's traffic because of the horrible queues on our road. People don't have access to fuel. It is frustrating. People are upset and angry. And then other areas to try to assuage the suffering of Nigerians in terms of infrastructure provided is also frustrating for people because security is not guaranteed. I believe that at this point, heads have to start rolling for things to happen. Like Rufai said, unfortunately, we don't have a culture of stepping down or exiting because you have obviously failed in your duties. But Nigerians must begin to demand for better services to its people. The government cannot frustrate its own people that they are supposed to be serving. So yes, no lives were lost, but it means that there's decreased confidence in the services provided by the Nigerian Railway Corporation, and that's very sad.
I'm going to discuss the frustration of Nigerians, but we'll take our final story so we can discuss all together. The impending fuel scarcity in many states across the country has left many Nigerians stranded and frustrated in long queues. However, some have found ways to relieve their stress. As we'll see in this video by event host Osakwe Iyobisa, who says that there is nothing that unites Nigerians like suffering. Let's take a look.
Get your PVC. If you like, don't get your PVC. Now this is idea. In fact, it's even better you don't vote because it's good that we suffer like this. See the time. It's almost 2 a.m. and we're out here trying to get fuel. We're in the queue. But this is the upside of it is that this thing is even good. We should be here in the queue and be struggling to get fuel at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. It encourages team bonding or ethnicity bonding. Because in this queue now, I've met some people from other ethnic group. I've met an Igbo man, I've met a Yoruba man, I've met an Hausa man, and we are bonding as Nigerians. So left to me, don't vote for good governance. Let's continue like this so that we can meet ourselves in queue in midnight, encourage ourselves. Yeah, this one are even VIP people. The people that are inside, we are VIP because we have paid 2K at the gates to enter. Everybody that is outside, they never pay. They queue since 6 o'clock. We will pay 2K, jump the queue, enter VIP Nigeria. We will have jumped the queue. We are VIP Nigerians. So that's, see us now, VIP. We don't pay 2K for gates. All the people that have not paid, they have been there since 6 o'clock. They will not pay now. Well, they are still bonding with other Nigerians in the regular. We the VIP, we the bond for VIP. Don't vote good governance. So don't get your PVC. Come on, why are you getting PVC? Don't get your PVC. Just stay there. May we all day. May we suffer because suffer not go tire us. You understand?
I mean, this is what we call suffering and smiling, Dr. Abati. This is, as funny as this is, it's actually not. Yes.
Suffering and smiling.
Yes, Dr. Abati.
99 standing, 49 sitting, whatever. Anyway, what I see in that video is a sarcasm.
Yes.
The guy is saying he's a VIP at 4 a.m. at fuel station. And he had to pay 2,000, it's a sarcasm. It's a description of the, agony that Nigerians are going through. Of course, it doesn't mean it when he says, don't get your PVC, let us continue to suffer. But of course, it's unfortunate. On the Warri Takpe line, I think one thing, it's not just that service on that line that should be suspended. I think the Nigerian Railway Corporation itself should be suspended by the president until we get it right.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Anyway, I understand we have to go.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you all for your great analysis as always. Well, that's all I have for you on what's trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.
We're now joined the live transmission of the second presidential town hall meeting with the theme, Midwifing a New Nigeria, with Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso, presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, as a guest speaker. The event is currently holding at the University of Abuja. And that's all on today's edition of The Morning Show. Oliver McPherson will be here later to take you through Global Business Report. Stay with us. It's Studio Rise News Channel.
Our respected Vice Chancellor of the University of Abuja, Professor Abdurrashid Nala, and other staff of the university that are here, the chairman of our party, the New Nigeria People's Party, Professor Rufai Al-Kali, and other members of the ESCO that are here, other very respected invited guests, students, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by thanking Almighty God for making it possible for us to be here this morning. And also it's an opportunity to thank the Department of Political Science, or I saw it as Politics and International Relations, for inviting me to this very historic occasion. My citation has been read. But before I go ahead with this lecture, may I crave the indulgence of the Vice Chancellor and Chairman of our party to invite everybody to please stand up for 1 minute silence for our kidnapped students still in captivity, and even those who have lost their lives, and also pray that no student, no lecturer, no staff of any university, and no Nigerian will be kidnapped again. Please, 1 minute for prayer. You pray in your own faith, please. Thank you very much, and may Almighty God bless all of you. Now let me say that anytime I have opportunity like this, it reminds me of my days as a student. And over the years, I had an opportunity to gain a lot of experience. On many occasions, I would tell myself, if I had known, I would have done one thing this way or the other. But I believe it's an opportunity for me to congratulate each and every one of you for having this opportunity. And I want to urge you to make the best of it. I believe you should count yourself as a very lucky person for having this opportunity to be in a university, and the University of Abuja for that matter. Some of us, we had opportunities, but it wasn't as bright and straightforward like we are having today. I was one of those in our own days. In primary school, government will do exam and select the best students to send to boarding primary schools. I was lucky to have been selected, or to be one of those who have passed exam to go to boarding primary school. Therefore, I left my parents from my hometown in Kwankwaso to Gwarra Boarding Primary School, which was very far away from my hometown. In fact, those days, no telephones, of course, no electricity and so on connecting us. So we leave our parents at least for 3 months before we come back and see them. I was lucky to pass the exam, and best 5 of us were selected based on our performance in common entrance. Under normal circumstances, I would have gone to secondary school because of my size. We are not talking of 1969. My age and my performance in primary school, in the primary exam. So 5 of us were taken to craft school. Only God knew why we were taken to craft school. I could not lift a block because it was too heavy for me. I could not perform very well in the workshops and so on and so forth. But I was lucky also. At that time, no matter how good you performed, you can only go to technical school. And the idea of taking you to craft school was not to go any further than that, because the vast majority of you cannot or could not go to technical school, because our technical school in Kano was not only catering for Kano people, but including the Northeast. So only a few of us were selected to go to technical school. At that time, there was no GCE, no WAEC, no anything for us to go to university. The best you could do is to go to Polytechnic. At that time, we were doing what we call City and Guilds of London Institute. And of course, labor test and so on. Just to qualify you to go and work as a technician, as an artisan, and so on. So I was lucky also that year to pass my City and Guilds Part 1 and 2. I think only 2 of us at that time, that year, 1975, from my department. The best I could do is to go to Polytechnic, went to Polytechnic, have my OND. The best you could do is to go to HND. Went for HND, just for me to come back to my office and realize that some people were engineers. And the arrangement there was, for those of us who had only secondary technical school were technician. Those who had gone to Polytechnic diploma or HND technical officers, and those with degrees, engineers. And no matter how big you are or old you are in the work, your position is according to those laid down arrangements of engineers, technical officers, and of course, other artisans. Now, I realized I had a problem because I wouldn't want anybody to look down upon me, especially the engineers at that time were some of my colleagues in the boarding primary, who I believe was not anything close to us. Then we had to go to university again and start all over, and so on and so forth. Now the point I want to make is to encourage you, to tell you you are on the right track. What you are doing, you should try and do it well and succeed. And I believe that success will certainly be yours, going by your hard work and determination and the luck that you have to be in the University of Abuja. Let me thank those who selected the theme of this lecture, and that is midwifing a new Nigeria. And when I saw the theme, I believe that either the person or the persons who selected the theme, whether they know or they don't know, we believe they are automatic members of the new Nigeria People's Party, whether they know or they don't know. And also I want to thank the Vice Chancellor. The way he spoke, I don't know what you had in mind, but certainly what I saw and heard from him was that of another Rabiu Kwankwaso speaking to the people. He addressed most of the issues to the extent that maybe I will just make some additions. We have, by the grace of God, a country where we have so many issues. And that was why we thought it is necessary to bring people of high caliber, people of intelligence,